LeBron James is doing something big today. It's a partnership with the LeBron James Family Foundation and Akron Public Schools. He opened a new elementary school for 240 at-risk children in his hometown. It's called the I Promise School. And I want to just put together this little graphic just to show you some things about the school. It's only 3rd and 4th graders, and that's important because when LeBron was in 4th grade, he missed, I think, 83 days in school.
Yep.
Because before he was 8 years old, he had moved 10 times. And a local family, the Walkers, helped his mother out. They took him in for about a year and a half and got him on track. So he wants to essentially do the same thing. Selected students are underperforming in reading, math, or other essential academic areas. It's a STEM-based, hands-on program, longer school day and school year. I think they go from 9 to 5 and from July through May. And that's obviously because of the summer slide. Not to mention, a lot of these kids don't eat very often during the summer days when they're not in school. Free tuition to the University of Akron for kids who complete the program.
That's amazing.
It also includes a program for students' parents to complete their high school educations. And the goal is for 1,200 kids to pass the program and get into college by 2029. And there's some other stuff that I didn't get to put in the graphic, but that I found. He's getting each kid a bike because he says the bike is how he got through some of the rough parts of town when he was growing up. Daily breakfast with their teachers, because that's an issue in a lot of at-risk kids. They don't eat breakfast, they only eat lunch. So they get daily breakfast, lunch, and a snack. There are services to help kids deal with stress related to parents who are struggling to make ends meet. Activities for the parents, including job placement assistance and on-site food bank, so parents can come and pick out food and prepare it at home. And then there are extra activities to prevent kids from having too much idle time and, of course, getting into trouble. And this is not a private school, this is not a charter school, this is a public school, part of the Akron School District.
Yeah, no, this is phenomenal. And so, first off, there's some people on the right wing who just don't understand the plight of the poor at all.
Right.
Right, whether they're working poor or otherwise. So Rush Limbaugh would make fun of the poor by saying, if they're hungry, why don't they just go to the refrigerator? He literally said that. And they don't understand that $7.25 equals, that's the minimum federal minimum wage, equals $15,000 for a whole year's of work. So that's why a lot of the parents can't afford lunch for their kids, which is heartbreaking if you're a parent. And that's why you have the school lunch program, not because these bums want free handouts. No, they don't have money for lunch. They also don't have money for breakfast. That's why LeBron's providing breakfast in this case. And you want to talk about handouts, you just did a $2 trillion handout to the rich, right, in your tax cuts. So let's understand that. So, and LeBron turned it around, according to his story, between 4th and 5th grade. And so he missed all those days, as Brooke told you about. 5th grade, perfect attendance.
Right.
And so he knows that is a moment in time where it can make a big, big difference. You
need the structure. You need that, and you need the stress relief, and you need an environment where you're eating on time and where you're constantly busy with appropriate things.
Yeah, and so there's so many things I can relate to in this. In 4th grade, a teacher believed in me, Mrs. Rosenberg, thank you, I appreciate it, and took me from the lowest reading group that we had to the top reading group. And it turns out it was just because I was learning the language. I'd come over in 3rd grade, and she got past that, and she saw that I had potential. And so, that sometimes right around that age, it's critical, makes a big difference. Now, this is absurd, but the other thing I can relate to is, if I don't have enough to eat, I will not remember anything on the show, okay? I will lose all concentration, etc. But it's, kidding aside.
It's normal.
Of course, if you don't have anything to eat and you're a kid, you're gonna lose concentration.
If you don't eat breakfast, it ruins your school day.
Yeah, so, but the main thing I wanted to say about this story is, I think all decent people understand what a wonderful thing it is that LeBron James is doing here. But he shouldn't have to.
Right.
The government should actually protect its own citizens and should look out for us. It doesn't mean that you get equality of results. You're not gonna take the kids from Akron and give them all yachts, right? It just means the bare minimum, which, by the way, is cops and firemen. We do that in that case, right? We're not gonna let your house burn down, right? We're not gonna theoretically have cops to protect you. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way in Ohio, okay, in Cleveland especially, but those are the bare minimums. But yes, an education for kids is the bare minimum.
Right.
And that's what public schools should do. So all these things that LeBron did, and including the free college education to Akron, to the college, right? Yeah, there's a program, College for All. Bernie Sanders pushes it, And it's because it would make a giant, giant difference. And it is actually not that expensive. We should not rely on the mercy of the rich to provide this. The government is supposed to look out for all of us. If we had a functioning democracy, you wouldn't need LeBron to do this.
And you know what, you're right, we should not have to depend on the mercy of the rich to provide this. But when the rich are willing to do this, what you don't do is tell them to shut up and play.
Yes. So what you do is applaud them for actually caring about their fellow human beings. He doesn't have to, he can just get holed up in his mansion and have the time of his life. But instead, he goes out there and tries to help other people. That's what decent people do.
Right.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.